Does your touch look like this? Then don't worry, because I am going to show you how to take the perfect touch. This is how most FC player take touches. They hold the R2 sprint button on the first touch. Now this is very bad. Why? Because see, when you are sprinting on the first touch, your player takes a very heavy touch. Because of this sprint touch, he is not having a ball contact. Guys, look, when we are not having a ball contact, we cannot pass the ball, we cannot dribble, and we make it easier for the opponent to get the ball back from us. Because many people have a habit of holding the R2 button on the first touch, right? And that is not a very good habit. They do it subconsciously. Because they do it subconsciously, they don't realize it. Guys, you need to stop doing this, because if you will keep doing this, you will let the opponent take the ball from you very easily and your first touch will suck. So what is the perfect way of taking the first touch? First of all, you have to let go of the sprint button on most occasion. You will only accept the ball with the left stick, right? And there are many other factors to taking a perfect touch, which I will show you just in a moment, right? Guys, this is the only first touch tutorial you need, trust me. So hit that like button. These are the first touch tricks that I want you to master. Holding the shielding button on the first touch. When you hold the L2 button on the first touch, guys, your player shields the ball, right? So if you are under pressure and you hold L2 button, your player will actively shield the ball and he will put his back against the opponent like this. Next up, we have the L1 dribbling touch. It makes it harder for the opponent to get the ball back from us on the first touch, right? This one is a new feature this year. It is called the controlled sprint touch, where you hold the control sprint and choose a exit direction. It is best used when the opponent is pressing you and you want to exit in the opposite direction, right? The only time you want to use a knock-on touch is when you have ample of space in front of you. So if you are on a counter attack and you have space in front of you, you can flick the right stick on the first touch to exploit that space. Now these are only the mechanics. The main question is where you should be using them. I want you to closely analyze these clips before I do. If you are able to recognize a pattern in my first touches, you will have learned the best way to take the first touch. If not, don't worry. I am going to show you just in a moment, right? We are following a pattern. See, the goal is to always accept the ball towards the empty space, and you have to see where the opponent is approaching you from. We are going to pass the ball into Fatty, right? And the fullback is going to press us. Now we have a crucial decision to make. If I take a touch towards the blue arrow, that means I am taking a touch towards the midfield, and that is not a very good look. If I were to take a touch towards the yellow arrow, that means I can now exploit the wing and I can go down the wing. Like I said, you have to anticipate where the opponent is going to approach you from. Once you know that, your first touch will improve. See, he goes down, we go up on the first touch, and because of this we are able to exploit the wings. Again, in this situation with Llorente, we are going to pass the ball first time. With Dembele, we are not going to take a touch like this. See, because we saw the opponent expects a cutback. Most players are going to expect a cutback in this situation. Instead, we take a touch towards the empty space, which allows us to continue in this empty space and eventually score the goal. It is only by using the left stick. We point the left stick towards the empty space. That is the goal. And we are able to score this goal. You have to let go of the sprint button and you have to learn how to anticipate where the opponent is going to come from and then take a touch towards the empty space, right? This is the touch technique that you will use in most of your matches. 90% of the times this is the first touch trick you are going to use. See here with Rashford, if I take a touch towards the goal, what will happen? I will of course lose the ball, because see, there are so many defenders. So I have to take a touch away from the goal, and I do exactly that. No fancy buttons, just pointing the left stick towards the empty space, right? But I will make a mistake, and this is what happens when we make this mistake. See, we are doing fine, we are doing fine. With Tchouaméni, we take a touch towards the wrong position and we lose the ball. That is why it is very crucial to take the right first touches. See, in this situation, we are losing this match, guys. And the opponent is pressing us. We are going to whip the ball on the wings and we are not going to hold the sprint. Instead, we'll just do a little knock on and then control the ball, because you have to analyze the situation of the match. See, if you're winning a match and the risk is high, the reward is low, you're not going to take a knock on or a sprint touch. You're just going to slow down with the left stick and control the game. That is exactly what we do. So if you let go of the sprint button and follow these tips, your first touch is going to improve and you will score more goals.